But where in the heck is Franconia, Arizona? Franconia is located off of Interstate 40 between Kingman, Arizona and Needles, California, and is actually just an overpass with an exit. There are no services there. The strewn field actually lies several miles east of the exit itself and encompasses a large area of both private land as well as BLM land.
Hi, my name is Jason Snyder, and I'm an amateur meteorite hunter, just like Ruben Garcia. Today I'm down at Franconia, Arizona, a known strewn field for finding meteorites. Today it's my intent, hopefully, to take and find a couple of meteorites. I haven't been down here since the end of summer, so I figured I would give it a shot before it got too cold. It's supposed to be nice today, somewhere around the upper 80s, so hopefully we can take and find some meteorites. Why don't you come along with me, and we'll see what we can find. This is Franconia, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of rock down here, quite a bit of material. A lot of this is basalt, and it makes for very hard meteorite finding, metal detecting, whatnot. The amount of hot rocks or signals, false signals, are just too many to count. It's just crazy. But this is what it's all about. It's about trying to find a meteorite in all these rocks, more or less the proverbial needle in a haystack, if you will. And you can just see, I mean, this is just one little area, and it's just covered with all this basalt material. And it really is difficult to try to find a meteorite, especially metal detecting. Okay, so I've got a signal. I've been at it probably now for about half an hour, maybe an hour. And it's a strong signal, and just if you can hear it in the background, not sure exactly if it's a meteorite or not, because it's in an area that doesn't look like it's had a whole lot of people here before. But out here in Franconia, you never know. The biggest trick out here is to try to go where someone has not, and trying to find meteorites. But there's a lot of other things down here that you can find. Besides meteorites that are indicative of Franconia, and this might be one of them. So take and just clear away some of the top rocks. And most of the meteorites that you find down here in Franconia are going to be, most of them are going to be on the surface if there's still some available. What this might be is it might be a 50 caliber bullet. This area was used for training. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the metal detector down and get the pick out and dig it up. So we'll take a pause and I'll come back and show you what I got. Alright, I found what it was. And like I said, it was just what I had figured. After a while you can get to tell exactly what it is. And by the sound of it, it's pretty loud. I mean, it's going to be, you know, screaming your ears off. And it is. It's a 50 cal because they use this area for training. Because I had to dig so far down, typically you're only going to find maybe bigger chondrites if they're around. But that's exactly what it was, 50 cal. And you'll find a lot of these down here in Franconia. Okay, so this is Franconia. And I've been at it now probably about 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours. And the name of the game down here is trying to cover a lot of ground because there's just so much ground to cover. And there's been a lot of people down here that have really taken and hit this place hard. But now and again, you do find the nice occasion of coming across a nice meteorite. And I was walking up this hill, basically right here, kind of walking up the wash, down over in here, coming down into the wash, and then crossed, and then decided to come up this like little V right here, and came across a nice signal, and thought, okay, another 50 cal, but as you can hear, it's not, and I'll zoom in on it, and it's a nice sized chondrite in situ right there. That's a pretty nice one. And yeah, definitely sticking out. I haven't picked it up out of the ground yet. I'm going to get a picture of it or two, and then we'll see how big it is. But nice chondrite, beautiful one, just there sitting there on top of the ground. So obviously the big ones can still be found down here at Franconia. That's what it's all about, finding the nice big one. Okay, and here it is out of the ground. As you can see, it's quite big. Probably about the size of a baseball, maybe just a bit smaller. But it is a nice piece of Franconia. It is heavy too, probably maybe 150, 175 grams. But there it is. There's the hole, and I couldn't tell exactly how big it was going to be once I pulled it out. But definitely a nice Franconia meteorite. The big ones obviously can still be found, but again, you just got to look for them and take your time and try to cover some ground. And that's kind of what I try to do, is try to go where I thought people might not have been before. But definitely a nice chondrite. Very nice Franconia. So there you go. All right, I was actually done for the day. I spent about almost 5 hours, I guess, 4.5, 5 hours of hunting. And as I'm walking back to the truck, I was just swinging the detector indiscriminately, and I'll turn the earpiece so you can hear it. But as I was walking along, just swinging, I got a nice signal. And lo and behold, there's another meteorite. So, not too shabby being this close to the truck on the way back and finding a second one right there. That one's a little bit deeper. Let me shut the detector off. So let me take a picture or two of it, and I'll come back and we'll see what it looks like out of the ground.
So here it is, still in the ground. I ended up taking a few pictures with the 1 centimeter cube, and once I got it out of the ground, I noticed it was a chunky little piece. I was actually surprised at how big it was. I ended up bringing it home and weighing it, and it weighed in at 63 grams, so not too bad for a day of hunting down at Franconia, about 5 hours worth. Here are a few other pics. It actually has a real nice deep ablation pit about the size of a dime, which it's really hard to tell, but in this photo here you can see it, as well as the last photo. So not too bad of a day down at Franconia. 2 meteorites, one 289 grams, the second one 63 grams. It was a beautiful day out there. I had a blast, and that's what it's all about, finding meteorites out in Arizona, especially down at Franconia.